the bad guy in every 80s movie, which really is the ultimate cool. Yeah, you literally like you're in Cobra Kai. Let's get to it. What do I have to do? All you gotta do, Marley, is pump and pectorals 3 times. Oh, yeah, you want this? You work out. A little bit. What do you do? Look at that pecs, Mark. Because I see you. You have a listening pecs. You know what I mean? It's like, really, you know? It's like, good. You know, I'm just like, 1 down, 2 to go. Oh my God. This is nice, right? You and family? I'm here with my,
Yo, what up?
I'm here with my no one. The James Murray story. Work out. You know, I see it. The ladies like they like the big show. You love these. I'm sorry. Anyways, just for it. 2 down, 1 to go. So, Mark, we want to.
Yeah, let's get in here.
Oh man. Gross. What a way to finish, buddy. Good work. How do you get people to agree that the salmon tastes delicious? No, because you're going to eat it. I'll be able to say. So they taste the fun. There's a lot of fat people.
All right, niggas, get in the room.
There's no way. No way. Well, somebody is. Q. Is that the sand? Is that the?
Yeah, let's get in here. We're gonna get funky with it. We gonna get funky. Yeah, what up, gods? Let's see if I make this a little bit bigger.
New message.
For the sake of seeing. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's it. All right, y'all. We getting in here. Packing it up. Wait till it get a little bit bigger. Talk about a few things of very minor concern. But of concern because I see it trending.
New message.
We're gonna drop that science, boys.
New message.
Boys and girls.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, One, two, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3,
All right, where we at? Let's give it just a wee bit more time. Get some shit together. Trending. Niggas in the golden age is the new trend, boy. I don't want y'all to forget that. Don't you forget that, nigga. Don't you forget it. We are in the golden age. What gives you access now is your understanding of it here. So this is one of those ones where I go through the basics again.
New message.
It's a new message, nigga. This is one of the ones I go through the basics again. And I'll try to keep it, keep the elements up top as well for those who are a little bit more advanced. But you're never too old, never too bold to get a little cold.
New message.
Never little old, never too old or too bold to get knocked the fuck out cold. That was said by Seldom Seen. All right, who's in the building? Baphomet for Dummies. Black Magic Matters, Shaman, no doubt. The Mask gets it. What up, big homie? Ahmed, Ali, Johnny Mag Zero, what's up? Peace. Kepra. Inglewood, Cali, what up? Lambada variant? Y'all know. I'm telling y'all, man, y'all think these lectures are just fun loving. I don't know about what them other niggas are doing. But what I'm doing, they paying attention to because they reacting to the real time, in time spiritual events. I need you to understand, if I had to define myself, I'm an end time eschatologist. I talk about end time events connected to your spirituality. I talk about what's happening now, not how fucking cool you were in Egypt. How cool you are now if you so choose to flex. The problem is none of y'all niggas are flexing. And that's the problem. So you hear all this Lambada variant now. Real close to the Lambada, phage Lambada that we already talked about as a form of light. That's the attack. This whole COVID hoax is an attack on that particular new light. Is to distract you from having the realization that you're in another place. Most of y'all won't, even if they didn't distract you. You think it's just normal nigga, you just think you feel good, then you just want to go on a cookout. You know what I'm saying? But the reality is, peace, you know what I'm saying? The reality is, it's really, if you decide to utilize through your mind some of the higher aspects of your inner powers, your intuition is greater. Your sense of knowing is greater. The expression of your will is stronger. So that which is in your mind tends to become reality if you know how to push it as if it is reality, starting in your head. You use your head to push forth as if it is reality already, that it is happening already. And ultimately, because your subconscious mind sees what it wants to see, and your subconscious mind makes you interpret reality no matter what's happening. the way you designed your programming, or someone else designed your programming to be. So far, we're suffering from someone else who designed our programming. And that suffering is their only real hold on you. And it's something that you actually co-sign with, because you are participating in a Holocaust that, if you make the choice to free yourself from the bondage on your mind, it can be done. Now, I know you think freeing yourself is just listening to these lectures, grabbing a couple of snazzy books that say white people are stupid and they're evil and perhaps reptilian, and somehow you have done something. But what you're really doing here is building up those parts of your mind.
New message.
The parts of your mind that actually have gotten atrophied because you no longer used it. You were a little bit more holistic in how we lived even day to day as cattle herders. So, and today in this particular world, technology is created to do these things for you. As long as technology is around, which is the white man's spirituality, we will indulge in it and no longer use what's in us to get shit done. Let's see who's in the house, because I'm going to start from what up, Swords Witch, probably Queen of Swords. What up? Ooh, somebody, is Bobby Hemmett okay? Because I don't know what to do. Is Bobby Hemmett okay? What the fuck do you care? Niggas, stop, yo. The niggas out, yo. These niggas ain't your personal friends or preachers. He's been gone for fucking 10 years. Listen to his message. Was the message okay? That's all the fuck you should be concerned with. This fake love shit, yo. Is Bobby okay? I just want to know. Well, if he wanted you to know, he could get on any fucking microphone at any point and say, hey, I'm okay. Hey, here's my fucking number. I want you guys to call me and ask me if I'm okay. The fuck you keep asking me for? Why don't you ask me if Captain Kirk is okay? Fuck what I know. I've said time and time again. He finished his message and stopped talking to everybody in the game, including myself. As cool as we were still brothers in this struggle. And the only thing that mattered was this struggle. So if you stop fucking asking if he's okay like he's your preacher, and listen to the fucking message that you're getting right now, fucking numbskulls, enough. I don't know if he's okay. But more importantly, if he wanted you to know he was okay, he'd let you know. Stop asking. You don't really give a fuck. You're pretending to give a fuck. You don't know him. You don't care. He hasn't spoken to you for 10 years. He hadn't spoken for 3 years lecturing before he got sick. So he stopped for a reason. He did his work. It is done. Y'all got to see this as work. Even your fucking clown niggas laughing who think it's just a joke because you're here for the gossip. This shit is sad. Y'all still asking about this nigga. How the fuck is fucking Elijah Muhammad, for that matter? The fuck, I talk to him more. You get what I'm saying? Like, knock it off, yo. Work. That's what we here to do. I get more and more consultations, communications with niggas And it's like your motherfuckers devolved. And I get why you devolved. Because you spent your time pretending that you were doing something fucking genius. And you were sitting around listening to fucking debates, laughing and giggling. Yeah, it was funny when Umar Epps got that phone call while he was on the phone. Yeah, I get it. It was funny. But it's funny to me because I'm putting in work. I got time to laugh. Y'all niggas don't know this shit. I talk to y'all all the time. Y'all know how to repeat the lectures, repeat what you think is the business, say all the good shit. Yeah, that's because of the melanin, the ninth ether here. See, that glow is because the sun reflects off of you because your skin is a manifestation of the sun trapped on the earth. And then when it communicates, the pure reflection is mirror-like in nature. Because you a black man and a black woman. All that dumb shit. You know how to repeat that, but inside, it's not happening. And that's where it's got to happen. It's got to be an internal transformation. All right, so now I want y'all to listen. I want y'all to listen, especially new people. Because I know what I found out around 2010 or 11, I would say stuff. Well, the difference between me and Bobby Hemmett was on a physical network, not an internet. So it'll be 10 years he's on this network. And in those 10 years, he sees the same faces as he goes from state to state, knowing a lot of people by name and all of this, because the network was the same small grassroots network, same folks. So it allowed him to create a progression in the way he lectured. A beginning to wherever he ended was a long progression because those same people, majority of them were there from the start to the end. And then since so many people relied on the tapes that were dated, they could watch the tapes, catch up, and then start catching him live in their town if necessary. But ultimately, he created a lecture style of progression. So that's what you think. You're progressing. Once I drop a lecture, say something and talk about a subject, I'd never have to do it again. But I've talked for years in detail, even picking up on things because it was already injected in the black community by Bobby Hemmett about Baphomet, let's just say. But then years later, I have to do Baphomet for Dummies because I understood in about 2010, 2011, on the internet, it's more recycled. The people, let's say, who fucked with me in the beginning, they kind of move on. They heard what they feel they heard. Some of them stay, got what they got, but there's always, my audience is always a new audience. So while I am thinking I'm progressed and I'll say a lecture, half of them are clueless because there's so much of it now on the web and it's everywhere. There's no system of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They haven't gotten a lot of the beginning lectures, which I think I put down already. So I found I had to rehash every once in a while, especially after a big change. Well, there has been a big change. Before there was the internet, there was Sinetta and Sinetta TV. He was uptown. Shabazz from Eye Opener Productions was in Brooklyn. So was Brother Rich. And they sold their tapes. They were a part of that original network. So Sinetta is not a new phenomenon to the internet. So eventually, as you do know, he did make it to the internet. And there was a thing he used to do on 125th Street. He would interview people. The discussions would be lively. And of course, they would sometimes go into debates. But the debate never was on any stage. This is not the first time it was talked about, because I talked about it to Shabazz from my open. I said, well, here's how you fill a seat. Why don't you have conscious people debate church people? Now, we slaughtered them. They fill the seats with all their church people. We get them to pay their fee. We just do an exercise of busting their ass. It wouldn't even be a real thing.
New message.
And the conscious community can generate some money at this time, for whatever cause. Shabazz like, it don't sound too good. That's not really what this is about. He said, I'm going to run it by Bobby. You ran it by Bobby. Bobby said, I got in this shit to teach, not argue it. Which put in my head clearly, this was before I was lecturing, of course, which put in my head clearly, never argue this shit. Not to mention conversations I had with Bobby later, and he told me about the science of never arguing. I never have, never did, and that's why I'm sitting here with you today. We have 1,027 people, and before we're done, we'll have 2,000 people within 2 hours. Easy, because the integrity goes a long way. And those I've seen who would fuck with me in the first place, for real, expected nothing less, and still around and thought from day one debates were a bad idea. So those street wars eventually turned into debates and started using what we would consider, I guess, authentic lecturers. And those authentic lecturers were those who were in the original network. You started seeing them pop up a little bit. But then you found you didn't need those to authenticate these debates. Even better, because the original network people, you have to fly and float their asses in, and they cost a lot of money or more money. These dudes are just dudes just sitting around on the street, some of them happy to be there. Some of them niggas is in jail now. And not because the white man was so vicious and suppression. You hear the stupid ass story of what they did, and it just is what it is. But with a guy like that, if you give him the opportunity in front of a camera to argue, they'll argue any point you say. They'll do anything because it's about being on camera and appeasing their ego. So, unfortunately, this is a lot of what showed up. Then there was some incredible intelligence that showed up. But the name of the game is teaching. No one was teaching. You know what I'm saying? No one was teaching. So it masqueraded as teaching because of big words. And the general public more so got sucked in. The general public got sucked in. And you had now the general public mixed in with those who are conscious. And the original conscious movement was to separate the conscious from the general public so we could get down to the spiritual work that we were charged with doing. That's why you are conscious. You have a responsibility to bring forth this information on the planet at this time. You bring it forth just by discussing it. The planet uses words like woke and all of it. I mean, I understand the stupidity of it. I understand the humanness of it. But the fact that it's factored in Some, of course, white people factored in to make it a fad. Once it's a fad and goes away, when you talk that woke shit, you just from before. So that's a psychological tactic. But some of that shit is on their mind. They don't know what it is. Shit got popular, mainstream, flat earth subjects. Shit that's been around for a long time. No one could explain the Mandela effect. They had to bring out astrophysicists to change from evolution to simulation. It's a simulation and a simulation is simulation. Fucking corny ass fake shit. So this is because there's a real impact conscious people make. So you had a lot of agents who infiltrated because the getting's good when it's distraction time. See, you say, well, what's an agent? What would an agent do? Well, early on, because Bobby Hemmett went through their stint of agents as well. And
New message.
It was a different time then. All you had to say, all Bobby had to say was, him is an agent. And them niggas never spoke again. See, if you say that now, an OG, such as myself, who says, yo, that's an agent. Definitely, that's an agent and that's an agent. Y'all niggas will go fucking debate them. They're so fucking stupid on how they got you arguing about shit that would be the end result because you trusted in the spirituality. You trusted in the prowess, the study of that person sitting before you. That's why he had the right to sit before you. Niggas just sit before you, say words you don't know, and all of a sudden, y'all niggas is taking your hat off to them. That's why y'all fucked up and misled, and all of this shit is jumbled. Y'all gotta realize these are different studies. Y'all niggas still be asking me what healthful food you should eat. Motherfucker, do I look like I know about what kind of fucking spinach is the best spinach for you? You just ask one idea. That's why they can regulate y'all down to words like woke. And you don't realize yoga and qigong are different studies, different mentalities of people. Me and Wayne Chandler rock and roll. I love Wayne. Wayne's my brother. Wayne's come here to do lectures. Wayne stayed at the house. I've known Wayne for a few years now. He's a qigong master. He doesn't do what I do, but it falls under the same umbrella where you can say consciousness or woke, but you got to still you got to dig a little bit deeper in that umbrella to understand there are many faces and many people using that same umbrella. People are just looking at the top of the umbrella saying it's an umbrella or it's woke. So they put everything under there. So they'll ask me questions about qigong and yoga and health. And truthfully, they have lumped the occult and metaphysics together, which you can. But if you want to be an ass or a stickler about it, I see a difference. Metaphysics means beyond the physical. And usually the person who says he's talking metaphysics usually talks concepts that go beyond the physical, your physical reality. The occult, y'all need to listen to this basic shit. The occult is how you get hands-on with the world of the invisible, which is the other part of you, your spirit double, your doppelganger, your ka. It's also called a melanin double. Know what I'm saying? Chocolate City, nigga. And there is a world up underneath this world, a underworld. And that world, number one, also is the realm of thought. And nothing precedes a thought. So to manipulate and understand that world, when you apply your thought, your will, the shit you need in that world, you can line up energies with your thoughts that's conducive to the result. But if you see that world is nothing, just because you're centered on the physical moment, and of course you say, let me think about it, let me get it out, or I think that, or whatever, but you spend no time learning that part of you, how the process works, how there are things in your intuition that talk to you, that if you listen to, is trying to guide you. And because we stop listening to it, it's a small voice, intuition. The more we listen to it, the voice gets bigger. The more we talk back to it, the more it talks back to us in complexities. And the more we do that, the more the voices change into the people we are actually talking to. I think you fucking monkeys like to call them ancestors. They're with you and they're trying to communicate through your intuition. All right, so this debate thing, you all seen it, very entertaining shit, but then it left no man standing. Listen, no men are standing who played in that, because all they were was a fad. They have now taken something that was serious, sacred, and then was rising in Black people, and put themselves, were they agents of the sort, or people who just don't give a fuck, or whatever you think their story is. Maybe they gave a fuck and thought this was the next level. In the end, all those people that showed up just got tired of seeing them niggas argue, seeing them niggas fuck up. None of them niggas never threw a blow.
Message.
They waiting for niggas to fight. Niggas ain't fighting, so whatever. They just got tired of it, and then all these guys went into obscurity. Either everybody picked on somebody and they're all just canceled each other out. You know what I'm saying? So that means a new phase of consciousness should arise soon, or a new set of folks should show up, or we should see something new, because that means that old regime had to be destroyed. For some reason, I'm still around. But then Bobby Hemmett said that would happen. He said it's because there are so many different areas of speaking, so many different ways. You want to be careful not to shit on nobody's parade. Okay, makes sense. You got to be respectful of what people present, because Black people are at different levels. So somebody may be talking about potato chips and ice cream, and you like, oh, we way beyond that. But if it's valid metaphysics, somebody somewhere's going, oh shit, I never heard this before. And that's the point of why you do this. To argue with somebody, no one's saying, oh shit,
Message.
I never heard this before.
Message.
And if you have that moment, you don't get to savor it because they weren't teaching you something. They weren't bringing you to this moment. You had that moment by accident while they arguing with the next man, trying to look good in front of the audience, in front of the next man. So you need that aha moment. But he told me the occult is a little bit different for this reason. I need y'all to hear, and I need y'all. And see, I feel if you fucking with me after all of this years, like most of you are and have been for quite a long time, y'all can hear this grown-up talk about all this shit. Because none of this shit is to diss anybody else, but shit gotta be in perspective. Shit has been out of perspective for a long time, and it puts me in a fucked up position because motherfuckers is calling me who shouldn't even be calling my fucking house. Shouldn't even be on, shouldn't be asking me these questions, because I feel you should have done at least some prerequisite work. And the prereq work is just looking at videos. Like, fuck, how hard, nigga? You know what I'm saying? So whereas you would look at the videos and know who your speaker is, know what you're doing. So what Bobby Hemmett told me was the occult is dynamic. To be occult or spiritual, you have to be connected with the ever-changing universe. The only law of the universe is constant change, he would say. The occultist is a chaos magician. The occultist is a chaos man or woman. So therefore, they're connecting to the external chaos, or the macro chaos, if you will, and you are the micro. So you are on the cusp of constant change. So whatever comes down the pipe, you on it, son. Whatever the spirits is talking about, you on it, son. And how it transfers in the lecture world, you always got something to say. You'll always have something to talk about. The occult talks about every area. Every area does not talk about the occult. But I can show you how I could reel everything back to this understanding. The occult is just the hidden culture, or the hidden side of you. What do you think you're doing yoga for? After you get the body right, it's really about body-mind. What's the mind part? The spirit part, the hidden part. That's what it is. Body, mind, soul. It should be body, spirit, soul. That's what it is. That's the only three parts of you that exist. Body, spirit, soul. So yoga actually works towards all of that. You strengthen your mind, you strengthen your spirit. That's why there's a lot of breathing. Breath is spirit, as Aline told us. That's why there's a lot of breathing and breathing techniques in yoga, because you're strengthening all three areas. So all of that comes to the occult. But if you talk to the yoga person and say the occult, what you mean by that? Ain't that the devil?
No message.
Ain't that the devil? Jeez Louise, what's going on here? Since when did niggers start fucking with the devil? So all of that shit stems from this, but it's arrogant to say that because people have their study and they love it. But here's the reality. Let's say I go under a particular study. After a while, I ran out of shit to talk about. After I talked about everything in that study, because it has a limit. And there's nothing wrong with that. That still will make you a master, and you still should be able to speak about it. And just like I'm telling you now, there's always somebody new being recycled. But he said the difference would be that in the occult, you'll always be in the chaos, on the cusp of something happening. There's always something you can talk about. What to do when you die, phase lambda. When this shit happens, when there's a supernova, you can find out what it really means. You in communication with that which is in the conscious side on that side. The ancestors that fuck with it. They know you down here fucking with it. So they fucks with you. And if you decide to fuck with it, they'll fuck with you too. All right, so now let's take this shit back to one. Why is that only in this dimension? Explain what a dimension is first. Like, see, y'all, Yeah, I don't know. As I said, y'all need to stop fucking pretending to ask questions because y'all don't even know the fucking questions to ask. What you need to do is just fucking listen and learn. And that's real shit. Listen and learn. Because you don't know the questions to ask. I'm telling you. It's that in this dimension. Doesn't even fucking apply if you were talking to me and whoever you were. No, not really trying to single anybody out because that's the gist of all of this. So, the first thing you need to understand about the occult, about spirituality, about why you would be doing any of this is your first and foremost goal is to recollect your mind. And no one has done that. That's what my entire class has been about.
Message.
This class has been going on for... Thank you for the Cash App, guys. I recognize you. I see you guys. Beloveds. Okay. Thank you, guys. Yeah. Somebody sent $5 for Bobby Hemmett, Panic, and Brother C. Freeman L. We got to split that shit 3 ways, son. What you doing with that, Alexander? I know you just, I'm joking. I know you just shouting everybody. I appreciate it. Thank you, brother. All right, Gabriel. I'll take it. Thank you, guys. I appreciate all the attention. You guys want to help me keep the lights on? Cash App me. Brother Pan. $, Brother Pan. BROTHERPAN. I have it, what do you call it? Pinned at the top of the chat. So go ahead and set a brother up. Keep these lights a popping. Cash App, Brother Pan, PAN. All right. So the first thing you have to understand is you're trying to collect your mind. And I've, like I said, been doing a class that really shows you step by step how to do it. We're in the middle of class now. For all of those who've been waiting, they're finally getting served. So you missed out this cycle or you're latecomers, but don't worry, there'll be another cycle after this. Just go to the website, sign up. But it is for those who really want to start the process really hard. This is it. This class is it. And then if you have, because you do have, I don't really need to say if, but you need to get around to one of Khadijah's chakra spinning classes to deal with the emotional aspect of your consciousness. Those two things have been manipulated, attacked, and exploited. Your mind and your emotional system. Who's in the building? See my man Casanova Rudd. He usually joins in. He says he's in the building. The book, baby, the book is coming out soon. Just when I decide to do it. It's actually all loaded up, ready to print. I'm thinking next week I'm going to send them how I want the front. It's time to do it. It's just a lot of work, because, most of my packages, it takes a while to get, but when I do the books, the new hit of books, I try to, just to make it take precedence. So that's where we're at. You know what I'm saying? That's where we're at. But it's there. Next live lecture, and I'm still not ready to deal with the headache of humanity when they still talking. It's they still pretending COVID is there. So that means there's a lot of asshole behavior. I'm not worried about anything COVID. Oh, Rudd, Shout out to Casanova Rudd. CASANOVARUD is his Instagram. Y'all must go see Casanova Rudd's work. He does sacred geometry patterns that are fucking incredible. The next lecture I do here, I'm going to display some of it. I've seen some work in it. You can see the universe in the shit. He hit me with the line, remember in the Matrix when Neo was talking to Cypher? Neo said, all I see is squiggly lines. And Cypher said, I see a lady in a red dress. I see a young boy walking across the street. I see this. He's seen all of that in the code. Rudd draws the code to the matrix of matter. Y'all niggas really need to see this shit. I'm telling you, it's all on his Instagram, and y'all need to reach out to him so he could do one for you for scrying meditation, which I'm going to talk about. I recommend his work and his work alone in that area. Let me say that, because you can scry into anything. So I don't want to shut you down. What I'm trying to tell you, though, if you fuck with Casanova Rudd's, Instagram is CASANOVARUD, Casanova Rudd, 1S, and talk to him about his work. Of course, tell him I sent you, but go look at his work. It will blow you the fuck away. Casanova Rudd, not Joe, RUD. CASANOVARUD on Instagram. He's a homeboy from my childhood. We made records together, but technically, I guess you could say we did. But as many records as I turned out to make later, we never really just made one together. They were a self-contained group. Super Lover C and Casanova Rudd. What y'all need to do also is, to get a kick, they have music videos and albums. Super Lover C and Casanova Rudd. Famous song, New York, called Do the James. Video, which you'll see me in looking skinny with muscles. You see me do a couple of cameos. I didn't want to be in the video that day, but they kept saying, nigga, you stop acting like that. So we went to 2/5. You see me flexing on the wall. And, so you get to get that laugh too. Look up Girls I Got 'Em Locked, by the music video by Super Lover C and Casanova Rudd. Y'all probably made OGs remember the song, but when y'all niggas see me, y'all gonna say, now you've seen it all. I promise you that. And people have told me that once they witnessed this video. So it's interesting as we grow up. Casanova Rudd. Hey, Waleed, what up, Waleed? Okay, my man Waleed, I'm gonna shout you out, Waleed, next. My man Casanova Rudd, it was a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. And I got a handful. Earl, Charlie, Reggie Wells, Angie, who were childhood friends. I knew them from whole different scenarios. Me and Charlie used to bike ride, get pussy in Jersey. Me and Earl was from the Bronx, from these little kids. Angie, we were little kids in Queensbridge. Reggie Wells, little kids in Queensbridge. Reggie Wells was the first nigga to give me half his sandwich at the pool, and it was a fried bologna sandwich and nigga. I said, check this shit out, Reggie. We're going to go back to my house right fucking now. I'm going to look my mama in the eyes and say, why the fuck weren't you frying bologna, bitch? Like, this nigga put this in my mouth and this is how I find out about fried bologna? Are you kidding me? So like she couldn't, she threw it in the pan. She didn't understand the bubble. I said, I guess you need to cut that to the side, let that move, you know what I'm saying? Let that grease get up in there. And then I was a fried bologna nigga. Reggie Wells has been my nigga. You know what I'm saying? And to find out Reggie's conscious, you know what I'm saying, is a great pleasure. But nothing gave me more pleasure internally than finding out my man Casanova Rudd was conscious. That absolutely took me by surprise. You know people for what you know them, you love them for what you love them for. You know what I'm saying? Just because you have transcended some of these human thought things, I haven't transcended love and how much I love my niggas I grew up with and how much they influenced me, how much I influenced them and I know it, how much, what they mean to me. So to see them conscious, which means I can fuck with them on a whole nother level moving forward, you understand, is a big deal for me. So to find out not only was Rudd conscious, this nigga like some savant nigga, you know what I'm saying? Well, he used to make beats. Like, I learned a lot of shit from this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Y'all really don't even know. Y'all hear the play shit I do. But in the game, nasty. On the drum machine, nasty. So much so that most of the producers that you know would hire me. You know what I'm saying? I worked for all the producers back in the days. My beat making shit was pristine. And I learned at Rudd's house on their machine. They got a machine that cost like $5,000, $4,000 and change back in the days. You couldn't get that. So we were all using each other's shit. And Rudd stood out as a star on this machine. So I remember I used to go to his grandma's house all the way out in Jamaica, Queens, and he let me make some beats. I bring my disc. He would let me fuck around, but he would show me what he was doing. It. God damn. You had 10 seconds of sample time. Think about that shit. And niggas would make miracles. He would cut up words. That was so sick. And then just his flow when he's listening, he would listen on a different level. It just showed me a character that I definitely incorporated with my shit and got a fucking assload of money. So it makes sense that he's this architect. Y'all really need to go to his Instagram and look and see I ain't bullshitting. Casanova Rudd, that's a big deal. All right, let's get back to it. I want to shout out my man, Waleek Murray. Yeah, he in the building.
New message.
Waleek Murray is a cool nigga. When I did the live lectures, Waleek is a nigga got a little bit of change. So he's able that nigga just show up to the lectures and fuck with me. So I know whenever I go to a lecture, yo, Waleek, I'm going to be in such and such. Like, I'm going to make it. The nigga be in Chicago and all sorts of shit. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people like that. Peace, Spice Cake Jones. Like, there's a love you too, Spice Cake. There's a lot of niggas who do that. It's wild. There's one nigga that comes to every lecture and does a liquor setup. He'll have Hennessy and something, but then have have a few cups in the front. And he's always like, yo, Panic, you know what I'm saying? When you get a second, I got you. And I'm like, yo, I don't drink no more. He's like, but I got you. I'm like, all right. I seen this nigga about 4 or 5 lectures, he show up with the same setup. I said, I got to drink with this nigga one day. So there's niggas that show up. Waleek is one of them niggas, though. I'll tell, yo, if you can make it, and we go out to eat, and usually, I'll pay for it. But we take somebody local, so they'll take us somewhere, wherever we're at. Waleek will come, of course. He's like, yo, I got it, man. I'm gonna pay my. I'm like, nigga, I got you. You won't let me do it. So shout out to Waleek. And soon, once they really die down this COVID shit, I'm coming out. My house is too comfortable to be sitting around. Some old scared nigga talking about the Lambda variant and the Delta variant. Oh, you variant ass niggas. Oh, dumbass niggas getting vaccines and still got to wear masks. Getting vaccines and they telling you still could get the shit. First of all, they told your ass this is a virus and a pandemic so deadly, you need a test to find out if you even have it. Nobody really even thought about that. They got your niggas under such mind control. It is scary. And that's what I was talking about. My class was originally designed to start the process of rebooting your mind. And Khadijah's class was started to re-engage and understand your chakra system and understand a self-evaluation of where things may be going astray for you emotionally, things you can't control or believe you can, or come to believe you can't control because you have too much energy in that area. She shows you how to stifle it. Things that you can't make happen for yourself. Not enough energy. She shows you how to increase it, how to balance these areas where you're the best emotional fit you can possibly be. You know what I'm saying? And this is because it is the step one or the most important baseline for you to be at to do this work. It's an internal thing, which means people, and again, we're talking to new people, this whole process is about questioning yourself. Not really, what I find is people spending more time questioning white people, reptilians, flat earth, is the black woman God? Dumb shit that you already know the answer to. Everybody in this motherfucker got a mama. You know the fuck God was. Don't you eat none of them fucking Franks. God said so.
New message.
Who the fuck drank the Kool-Aid?
Message.
Wasn't me, mama. Wasn't me, God. You know the black woman's God, you stupid fuck. And your black father's God, especially if you grew up with him. Well, I knew who God was. I know what time God got home, too. 6:30. God's home. Oh, shit. It's report card day. God's home. In my teacher call. You know what time it is, nigga. We God, son. Ain't no question of that shit. Anybody standing around questioning that shit is fucking with you. Fucking playing with you. Anybody debating that shit is jerking you, nigga. You start in this motherfucker knowing you God. That's the start, nigga. If y'all still debating if you God, you ain't even got started yet, nigga. Don't bring your ass over to this motherfucking profile because you lost all your friends on the other profile, nigga. Don't bring your ass to this profile. There's nothing here for you. If you're interested in trying to figure out if the black woman's God. Nigga, pussy, titties. That alone is a category of God. But then, if you could get into a black woman's mind and into her heart, then you'll know who God is. Well, I know who God is. Her name is Khadijah, son. Let me say that again. I know who God is. Her name is Khadijah. That's the only motherfucker I think I'm answering to. I pay attention. The only motherfucker who walks away and I'm still thinking about what the fuck she just said. Maybe a nigga do need to improve in this area. God spoke it. You walk through the door with that shit. Old fantasy ass niggas. The black woman God. Yes, she is. She sure is. Who the fuck will sit there and entertain that crap? No. You start here at your God. And you study this to realize your God powers. Your God powers have been washed over by your human holocaust. Your God powers have been washed over by your human holocaust, so much so your human holocaust is trying to figure out if you're God at all. But you got to remind yourself. Thought I saw a roach. You got to remind yourself. This is the stupidity of humanity speaking. This is the Jerry Springer-ish, Maury Povich-ish, Ricky Lake-ish, Richard Bay-ish, stupidity talk show shit designed for nothing but to entertain you, to put your ass to sleep, or to keep your ass asleep. You fucking around and pretending you God? Well, all we need to do is argue about it. You don't even know you that. Nigga, y'all need to knock it off. Who showed up to that shit? Those are the motherfuckers who need to be indicted. Not in the world today. And whoever did show up to it is of no concern, or supposed to be with no concern, with certain other teachers such as myself. Because even if this debate didn't take place, they still wouldn't be or shouldn't be interested in what I'm teaching. You have to know this shit, not just go with it because I said, yeah, you know, the black woman's God, and that's how the Egyptians saw it, and you know, this is what God means, and God is a state of mind and a level of thought. It's connected to the number 7 because here number 7 is a form of finishing. It's a form of completion. 7 continents, 7 seas, there's 7 this. And you talk to Dr. Africa, he'll throw a whole bunch of more 7s on your ass. That's around the planet. So the 5%ers, smart as they were, smart as they are, connect the number 7 to God. So you're God 7, meaning truthfully, you mastered your emotional system, to be quite honest, your 7 chakras and the 7 circuits of the brain or the mind. And when you master that, all God is in his nature, in her nature, is a creator. So why is the black woman God? She's been creating more homes with sticks and stones than you niggas could ever put your fucking head around. How dare you debate if she's God? She's been creating the only fucking life that black men have had in America. The black woman has created that. Don't get me wrong now. There's some stupid assholes out there. Don't think all of a sudden you graduated to some shit because you got a vagina. That's not what I'm talking about. I don't congratulate. You have to step up into your power. And there's a lot of women, even subconsciously, that you have to take your hat off and give credit, that created households with plenty of kids and no man. So it's not like they did a great job because that's what vaginas do. They were able to make it in spite of not having a man. They were able to make it without the dual unit that is absolutely necessary for perfect balance. They had to play some of those roles. Some did terrible jobs. Look at all these niggas that's fucked up. You get it. But then again, you niggas weren't there doing what you're supposed to do. Busy trying to get pussy instead of trying to deal with the whole. You can't deal with the whole God of the black woman. Get just beyond her vagina. Understand there's a whole thing that comes with it. So as much as Holocaust we went through, she's able to at least retain that. Who's God, nigga? Who you asking is God? Yo, every one of them funky niggas standing up there came out of a black woman's house that fed them every fucking day. Or at least tried. And then they're going to ask who's fucking God. That's somebody who's playing with you. So you need to know you God right out the gate before you fuck with me. Because we're here to understand what God really is. Which means you're here to understand what you really are. All right. So I'm noticing this as well. People want others to respect what they do. So they're in their household and their moms or whoever's giving them grief because they're doing spiritual shit. Here's the real thing. They give a fuck. If you're in a situation where they control you, you're going to have to do whatever you need to do to manipulate it. Well, you talking about people, or at least I'm talking about people who are out of their house and they're just trying to get their mother to understand. You have to understand, like I did so much talking already, and talking about this for me is so old, but it has to be necessary because, again, I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for people who supposedly need this. And I have to look through now a bunch of dumb shit to find those people. So within the dumb shit, there'll be a 19-year-old girl, let's just say, who will get a consultation and have some real fucking questions. Have some real questions. Y'all want to know how to do an altar and if I'm doing it right. I don't know if I could do that because this and that. So I could explain to her, like anything really could be an altar. Like, for instance, this just looks like shit on my console. You know, I don't want to move the camera because it's so centered so good, but you can see enough of it to see what it is. Let's see if we can turn a little bit more. See if y'all see my man ODB. All right, so, but technically it's an altar. Behind me here is an altar. What you see there. Altar. And it just looks like a shelf with shit on it. As long as there's nothing sinister on it. But we got ODB. We just got some regular statues that look cute, but there's 2 Cthulhus and Arumala. Arumala is spirit. He sits over the Baba Laos. He's channeling. He sits right in front of my computer when I make music. The energy. So I explained to her that and how to work that way. And I have to decipher through a whole bunch of niggas asking me how fucking Bobby Hemmitt's doing. If I told them, well, what the fuck does it mean? If I told you, oh, it's worse, everything's going, then what the fuck you gonna do? Oh, it's like, yo, that's not what he wanted. He wanted you to just study his work and value him for the workload, not as a person. He barely gave a fuck if I said anything to him as a person. Hey, how about those, whatever, nigga, what did you read today? Whatever, nigga, what's up, nigga? Let's get on this. That was his shit. Y'all want to honor him? Study. Stop asking me shit. Study. That's not honoring him. I'm going to tell you that right now. Not to mention, I don't talk to him no more, and that's the way he wants it. All right, so I found myself deciphering through a lot of dumb shit after all of this debate shit is over. So I'm clear on who showed up to debates, because after they stopped debating, they started showing up around my spot, because I'm sure they heard my name in the circle and thinking there's going to be more gossip. So each time I say something that's semi-controversial, all the giggles and the laugh, like, that's what you came to do. Maury Povich, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, y'all ain't really trying to take these classes, shit like that, because it requires you to be responsible for yourself. And you niggas don't want to be responsible for yourself. Y'all want to make others responsible. Illuminati, other dumb niggas that they ain't learning. You know what I'm saying? These dumb niggas out here, son, I don't know what to do. This white man out here, nigga, you on my back, son. What do I do, son? Like, no, nigga, here's what you do. You know what I'm saying? You become you. Y'all niggas need to know how to become you. It's up here. So y'all got to understand and get acquainted with firsthand, those of you new people, meditation. Meditation is your key. Here's the biggest problem with meditation. The biggest problem with meditation, no matter how it's done, everyone thinks they're doing it wrong. You are absolutely, positively doing it right, especially if you ever went to sleep before. To get to sleep, you go through a meditative mind. So you know that portion where you're zoned out, but you're still there on your way to sleep? You're in a certain state of mind. You go through different states of mind all the way up into REM sleep. These states of mind are just different changes in your brain waves. So gamma, delta, theta, beta, and alpha. Now, for the meditative mind, you're interested in one of those phases and to stay in that phase. If you go past that phase, you can go to sleep. If you keep jumping out of that phase, you keep waking up into your conscious mind and you start thinking, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be meditating. When you're meditating, you're trying to get your thoughts on one subject, which is easier than you think. My father started showing me when I was 10 years old, this is the best meditation for those who's never done it. What he told a 10-year-old, he did make us sit in lotus position. I couldn't even sit in lotus position at 10. So you don't have to sit in lotus position. You sit or lay on whatever thing makes you comfortable. What you don't want to do is be in a position where you have to think of your body. If you can sit in lotus position and you feel good and that's what you feel like you need to do to meditate, go crazy. The object is, as long as it doesn't make you keep thinking about your legs in an uncomfortable position. So you want to be comfortable so you cannot think about your legs, arms, back, neck, or whatever. You want to think of one subject, and the subject he told us to think about was an apple. So what he was trying to get us to do with the 5 senses that we know, seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touch, to be able to use our mind to experience that mind apple with all of those senses. And it's amazingly easy. Even at age 10, you've had an apple probably 100 times. So you know the crunch of the sound. You know how it feels in your hand. You know how it tastes. You know how it looks, and you know how it smells. Get busy. See how vivid you can smell apples. Crush them up. Do whatever. Take that apple, crush it open, break it open with your mind. Take many apples, stomp on them, crush them. Be in a room of apples, cut up apples, lay on apples. You are only limited to your imagination with these apples. So whatever thing in your imagination you want to do, ass naked in an apple barrel, go crazy. You want to feel them. Imagine you apples all over your body. Or another bananas, pickles, peaches, lemon meringue, whatever the fuck, but something simple that you've had. That's the object. And what's happening is in the mind, which when you're awake is constant chaos, constant chatter, constant interruption, a belligerent motherfucker called your ego that's constantly trying to play a hate and block everything you do. When you are in the meditative mode, what you're doing is taking your mind or your brain waves out of, I believe it's beta, is your conscious mind that I just described, and going into what I know is called alpha, which is considered your meditative mind. But scientists found that alpha, which Black folks or gods knew many years, many motherfucking years before they even existed, was that this alpha state is the state of the subconscious mind. That's the occult goal at every turn, every corner, every instance. The occult mind is here to work on the subconscious, because the subconscious dictates reality. You are trying to control your own reality. Your reality has been manipulated and controlled. Think I'm lying? Tell me you don't know this shit, but tell me why you can't get it out your head, because you choose to get it out your head. 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. 2 all beef patties, pickle sauce, lettuce, cheese on a sesame seed bun. How the fuck do I know the ingredients to a fucking Big Mac, which I haven't had since the 80s? Why can't it just leave? Why can't I make it leave? Because they use symbols, repetition, and not to mention manipulated lower chakras with the colors, so on and such, and a whole bunch of other shit you don't know. That McDonald's food smell is a made-up thing. That's not how the food smells. There's a smell that they put out there. That Burger King grilled shit, every once in a while you walk past Burger King and it smells like, wow, they grilling something fierce up in the Burger Kings. That's a smell. So they manipulated you so much that it hit the subconscious. And though I consciously say I don't eat it, I don't care about it, why do I know it? Because your subconscious mind operates on different technology than your conscious mind. I could say elephant. Now forget elephant. All you could think about now is elephant. Your subconscious mind works on different technology. When I said elephant, that's what I accessed. Your subconscious, and you can't get it out your mind. You knew an elephant since you was this small. You either seen them at circuses or zoos, and you may think of that time, or you may think of the time you hate them, or you may have an experience with them. One blew snot on my sister. I just remember it. In other words, you can't just do it. It's different technology. So if you understand that technology, that's what the occult is. How to manipulate that portion of your mind that remembers Burger King after you hadn't eaten that shit since the 80s. We talking damn near 30 fucking years of not eating that shit. Damn near 40 years, come to think of it. When we get into the mid 2020s of not eating that shit and remembers this. So what if you program, just like Burger King programmed you, to always get money? Whereas you know it, like you know 2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickle, onion, and sesame seed bun, or you know the song, hold the pickles, hold the lettuce, and you just know the rhythm, dun, 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 dun. Have it your way, have it your way, have it. Come on into Burger King. Go and get you one of them now. You know this. You know what I'm saying? I wish we all could have a Coke and live in harmony. I like to buy the world a Coke. Listen, you know it and can't get it out your head. So what if you start programming yourself for the things you want and can't get it out your head? You don't even have to think about it. Everything you do, every movement you make will be towards whatever goal you program. Nigga, that's beautiful. Or better yet, know what that is, motherfucker? God. It ain't no debate. Because I'm telling you what the fuck it is. And if you can do it, oh, you'll know yourself. And it's not really if you can do it, if you choose to do it. That's a better way of saying it. Because let me tell you something. I'm not guessing, niggas. I'm telling you from what I've done. I'm telling you from how I live. I'm telling you from what it is. I'm telling you for what I know. And I'm telling you after years of successfully talking to nigga after nigga. And then when they hit me back, when the handful of them niggas realized, I don't even know how to explain what you were talking about anymore. But I get it because I'm doing it. Good. Because it's no longer in your thinking apparatus. You are now putting it in your programming apparatus. And just like I know all of that shit, like you know what the fuck I'm talking about, give me a break. Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that. And you heard it in your head, didn't you? Kit Kat bar. Why? Why? Bounty. It's the quicker pickup. Westonality. Ding. Get Carol Brady to sell it. Who wouldn't buy it? So we know they use repetition, symbols, jingles as repetition to program you. To program you for these jingles and I want to keep the garbage in the back. Make your shit look all fucked up. But I was getting a good lean. I was just a comfortable position. All right, so that's the object. And there's specific techniques that teach you how to recondition that portion of your mind. You know what I'm saying? You got to think, when you are thinking, you got to think bigger. Things like this was a thought process for me that led to many other things. The ABCs. How come we know our ABCs? And if I asked you really, you know your ABCs? You would be offended. Something you learned before you were 3 years old. You know what I'm saying? Some of you niggas, though, I'm looking at what you typing in the chat room. I kind of think you niggas might have still had on fucking diapers at 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you knew your ABCs or know your ABCs, the thing that baffled me was how come no one could say them backwards? But you know them, I thought. Then I realized what you know is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. If I said what come after Q, you still would go L, Q, R, S. You still would have to sing the rhythm to get the next letter. Most people, I guess. So what you know is what you've been taught repetitiously forwardly, but you haven't been taught it backwards. So that means you don't know it like you can think of it and repeat it. It's been embedded in you a specific way, so you're able to repeat it a specific way. So that means it started showing me that there's a different programming system inside of you. And it's the most important because if this was programmed in me by the time I was in 1st, 2nd, 3rd grade, and I still know these ABCs and will know them all my life, what else could I learn that benefits me, where it's just ingrained in me and I know it and I am it? Because everything you say a person is, Walik is that, Casanova Rudd is that, that's based upon some sort of programming. The problem is, some of this programming, some of this genius shit that comes out of us is from prior lives. That's why Khadijah does the Akashic readings, so you could kind of get a handle on that. So what's happening from a prior life of or a magical conscious thing that you have accomplished, when it shows up, you cool for that, but may not know everything else that goes around it. So that particular programming is reigning true. Something in your creativity that you're trying to remind yourself came back. The object is to be able to wipe away all of that layering of program that's on you. Then, you know, there's religion. We just talked about fucking commercials. There's religion, there's television. I need you to think about something. They had, and I usually talk about this in class, the mind control of this. Nobody realizes this, and this is mind control. Here's a great example. In the beginning, they had radio, no television. So they figured out soon enough, you know what I'm saying, how to entertain people with these talk shows. No one knows what the shadow knows. But the people who figured it out were people who sold soap. And they knew women were listening to this, and women cleaned house. They were housekeepers at this time. So the soap people said, let's sell our soap in the middle of these shows to the women. So we'll entertain them, but the entertainment is just hiding the fact that we're selling these hoes soap. Then you move into the era of TV, and then let's start with like the Honeymooners, where you have this dynamic. Ralph, always on a crazy harebrained scheme. Alice, on the other hand, got her shit together. He's working. He comes home and asks her for money for shit. She gets to tell him no. So they show throughout this show this dynamic of the stupid husband, stupid Ed Norton, smart wives. But this trend resonated through everything. Everybody hates Raymond, or everybody loves Raymond. Raymond's dumb, the wife's smart. King of Queens, he's dumb, wife's smart. Homer Simpson, he's dumb, wife's smart. What's his name? Peter Griffin, he's dumb, wife's smart. I'm missing a few. Any of these sitcoms you pretty much go to.
New message.
The wife, they want to make the wife smarter or on point because they understood then what they still understand or say now, that women were the consumers. So if they were smart or portrayed as smart, we still have this idea of giving them the money because they're going to spend it. So whatever commercials they are. So they set up this dynamic. Even Phil Valentine talked about that. And I think he talked about it and expanded on it. Whereas, yeah, Al Bundy, even though they all were dumb, Peg was still outsmarting Al Bundy. You know what I'm saying? You know, All in the Family. Yeah, Archie, see, even though Edith was dumb, she was still better than Archie's dumbass. Cliff Huxtable couldn't get that doorbell fixed. He was goofy, putting paper towels in cake and all that, even though he was a doctor. Remember all that stupid shit he would get into with Rudy and the other little light-skinned retarded girl who's retarded now. So he was stupid, and Claire was smart. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, don't let it fool you. They did it all. They kept that dynamic going. You felt Carl Winslow was stupid. Why? He's always getting fucked up by Urkel. He can't figure out how to deal with Urkel. You never see the mother getting in one of Urkel's, oh, I've done it again. Or what was it? Oh, did I do that? Like Urkel always saying that in front of Carl, but never in front of Will Smith come in. He called, every time he see Uncle Phil, he call him a fat bastard. Never shitting on Viv like that, right? But Uncle Phil walk in the room, I think you ate the whole thing, Uncle Phil. Know what I'm saying? Know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? I'm from Philly, son. Word up, son. This is how we do it. So it's the same dynamic. They want this woman to be smarter. And not to mention now with the feminist movement, it's the way to appease, let's be real, bitches. It's a way to appease them. Keep making them believe that they're making progress while they keep seeing themselves win these empty victories on television. But the entire point, like it's the same point with you, as long as you ready to fight, then they're winning. As long as you suited up with Black Lives Matter boots, ready to argue, well, as long as they keep an argument dynamic of Democrat and Republican, CNN and Fox News, as long as they keep this and you pick a side and always willing to argue, they got you. So with the feminist thing, I mean, there's absolutely a need for women to have and have had and has been. Ain't no like they shouldn't have did that or shouldn't have did that. I'm not even in that level. But you still can see the way they appease them. You can see the way they appease gays. There is a gay agenda. And this homo shit is the most out of control. It's almost just to see motherfuckers not having a fucking opinion of homosexuality is crazy. My opinion always was, who gave a fuck? I'm from New York. You grow up as a teenager seeing motherfuckers hold hands, and then you quickly learn to stop making faces because walking in the streets of New York, your face would stay crunched up at the shit you seen. So you quickly learn to start ignoring that shit. You don't really care, and I don't really care. And that's the real deal. Who cares who anybody fucks? Who cares who anybody sucks? What I care about is you trying to convince me that I should feel a certain way about it, or I should accept it, and it's all good to watch these tranny shows. Like, I get it that you have it, but that's not going to make me watch it and feel like, you know, I'm less homophobic because I can watch it. I'm not entertained by men dressed up like women. I don't understand it. I don't care to understand it. I think they should do it if that's what they're going to do, to each his own. And that's really where it is. But the gay agenda is a different thing. It's trying to get you to be in conflict with it. It's trying to get you in your face, which is another argument. But see, it's an argument. Remember, I said everything's an argument dynamic. It's an argument where they're saying homo, homo, homo on this side. And on this side, they said that, well, you can't say nothing. Anything you say, oh, you're homophobic. Look at him. Look at this guy. He's just from before. Shame on him. He shouldn't have the job or none of that shit. And it's the same thing they're doing for niggas now. You think there's a homo agenda? There's a nigga agenda too, you fucking cornballs. So you had a white person, now that they're filming, just not a cop, telling a black person, you belong in this building? Why are you in this building? You have a key? And he's like, bitch, get the fuck out of here. She's like, I want to see where you going. She follow him up to his floor. Now, I just want to see where the house you go. He pulls out a key and goes in and the whole shit. He shows the film later. This bitch gets fired from her job. She works for a black man. So the same thing is happening in the gay agenda thing. You say some shit about gays, you going. Now, you could look at it as well as because the homos are in power. You know what I'm saying? So whatever. But that's the gay agenda. It's the same thing as the black agenda. Everything out here is a fucking agenda. Everything is sellable and controllable, except if you step out that frame. That's what the occult is. That's why it's looked at as the black sheep, as the outcast, as the left-hand path. Because whatever the right-hand path has nothing to do with good or evil. The right-hand path represents the status quo, whatever that is. So if the status quo was thriving and there was a mango on everyone's bowl, the left-hand path would still follow this occult path, no matter how good it's over here or how bad, because he understands it's time for him to leave it, no matter what it's doing. So in our hard time, in this Kali Yuga, which we just came out of, you find mad people are looking for things because they all just want to leave this reality because it's so fucked up. But they're not really ready to leave. They just want to stop what's going on, and they don't know how to stop it. You understand what I'm saying? But the ones who were ready to leave, it was always small and was always a handful. And those would leave no matter if it's going good or bad, because it's what's in their heart that's driving them and letting them know, I'm just done with it. No matter what it's doing, I'm done with it. So most of these niggas using excuses to be in this. But those excuses are invalid. Everything in here is under mind control. And if you indulge in humanity, that's another way of saying, not like I'm human and there's a mind control problem. Humanity is mind control because it's an illusionary world. So to even participate in an illusionary world, that you have to even find out that it's not real, which means you are born thinking that it is real, automatically lied to you, and that's mind control. Before any white man did anything or said anything or showed you anything in the media, you were under mind control thinking that this shit is real while you drinking your bottle, while you hugging your mama, and maybe your dad, he may have hung around for a year before he realized you grow out of those clothes and you don't never stop drinking milk. Well, maybe we need a break, baby. So you were already born into a lie. You were born into mind control. You need to understand humanity is your problem. White man is a distraction. He's a distraction. He's a representation of the bigger problem you have just being here. The ones who are truly conscious realize they have this problem, no matter what's popping for them, no matter how much food, how much money, or how much pussy they got or getting, they realize this ain't it. So I'm talking to the this ain't iters. Those who are frustrated with humanity, you need to find those who want a human solution to some of the problems that you have. I offer spiritual solutions that transcend your situation. As a side effect, they will cure your problems because, of course, you're going to address them. I show you and give you the tools to address them. None of you have the tools to address them. You're skipping around with information. Y'all thinking information does it. Information is like sperm. All you fucking fake ass niggas out there just got nutted on. Until you're able to take it, bring it into the womb, carry that information, and then make it manifest into a birth. You ain't did shit. So most of y'all are still in the knowledge phase, which equals the man or sperm. The wisdom phase, which is what the wise 5%er calls his queen, my wisdom, because wisdom is what you gain when this information gets digested and marinated on. None of what I should say, or most of what I say, shouldn't be taken as face value. You should be able to try to get another resource. I've been giving out books for years. Just Google Brother Panic's book list, and you'll get an ass full of books that I've been giving out to back up the shit that I'm talking. I'm not just making this up off the head, nigga. I read till my eyes fell out 2020 until now, nigga. My shit is fucked up. Even these glasses, which used to be reading glasses, I can't read anymore. They help me look at the computers now. And what I can promise you is this: well-studied, well-rehearsed, well-researched. You understand what I'm saying? So what I tell you, I'm trying to tell you a shortcut to save you a lot of reading time, but I can't save it all. Some of this shit you need to dive into yourself, because the ultimate honor that can be given to you, which was the same honor that Bobby Hemmett gave to me, was the ability to take the information that you get and come up with your own realization, which is the birth. So the information I got, though it may be the same piece of information Bobby Hemmett got, he would tell me, well, this is what it, when I got the information, I kind of seen that and seen this. But he'll make it clear that's not the end result. That's his end result. And sometimes it's going to be obvious. You're just going to get there. There's not much more or many other places you can get to. But certain things, there are other places you can get to. Certain other things that your life may factor in it and change it. Your age may change that information. Knowing that, because you're dealing with that, as I pointed out, that constant change. You're dealing with that that chaos energy, that universe energy. That's why you have to respect that the young man is going to see it differently. Even though I hate new rap, I still recognize from a occult standpoint, it's what these kids feel. And what they feel is the magic. Because when I try to, what they feel is the magic. Because when I try to evaluate or think of, if I try to evaluate and think of what rap meant to me as a young kid and what made it real in the end was us. The people jumping, cheering, arguing, fighting, trying to convince everybody that this is the way and this is the light. And that's what made it real. And that's exactly what my stepsons did to me. They told me it's the way and the light, about all that dumb shit. So to me, it may be dumb, but to them, it was just as exciting as Rakim, Cool G Rap, and Kane on the same record. You know what I'm saying? So there's still more complaints and more detail. We went from a physical human perspective. Oh, I go into their asses on a whole different level about creativity, real record making, and why don't y'all call it something else then? Because that's what it is on a human level. But on a spiritual level, they still walked away the same way we walked away. And from that perspective, I would look at it as that same one piece of information called hip hop is interpreted two different ways. But just our age group and the mentality. So that's the same way you take the occult. And that portion of the occult is the wisdom phase. So the information is pretty much flat facts. You need to know the difference between source information and then the author's interpretation of information. The author's interpretation of information. And the author's interpretation of information, you got to recognize there's a certain level you want to get to that so you could keep hearing what people say about it. what they say about it. They try to keep it as basic. Know their scholarship. Know who the author is. A big deal. Bobby saved me a lot of time by giving out a lot of books, which I helped to regurgitate on my book lists and added on by certified artists or authors, I should say, that you kind of, their opinion is valuable based upon their study or just their approach. They seem on point and you could judge for yourself. So he narrowed it down. I tried to do the same thing. You look for my book list or one of his book lists, you're in good shape. And then after you deal with a lot of these authors, you got to find the subject that somehow intrigues you. Stay there, because I know there's a lot of subjects. So you want to stay within the occult, but within a subject in the occult that somehow tickles your titties, somehow gets your nipples all a tingly. That's where you kind of want to stay. And then you want to see where that source information is. Most of that source information comes out of Egypt, some out of Sumeria, and of course Mexico. Some of that ancient, the Olmec ship, that is, or the Toltec, Aztec, Mayan pyramids. I don't know who owns it. Toltecs, Mayans, Aztecs, Nigatecs, but the Olmec, I would say. Anyway, most of that is source information. Is written on the walls, is written in stone, and people are interpreting that. So, for instance, Swallow Delubis, who was kind of nigger friendly, and a nigger friendly author is an author. Gerald Massey was also one of them, who pretty much says all of this shit black people created. All the other white scholars say, okay, now you get no grants, no props, no lectures, no love. You on your own. Never say this is nigga shit. He did. So much so that his daughter married John Anthony West, who you might have heard of, who did Magical Egypt, an 8-part series. You need to watch that if you haven't seen it. It's on YouTube. And get some of John Anthony West's books. What John Anthony West is known for with another motherfucker,
New message,
who was a geologist. They seen the lines around the Sphinx, Harmaket, versus the lines around the base of the pyramid, and determined that those were water lines around the Sphinx. And if these guys were built at the same time, how come the pyramid doesn't have the same water lines? So he did his geologist test and found out the Sphinx was about 25,000 years older than they was pretending it was already, which changes the game. So Egyptologists automatically attack this nigga and everything he was with because it challenges the status quo. It challenges what we think the reality is of how long we have been here. And we already know that's a lie. If they clocked the great year at 25,000 years, they at least had to do it twice to confirm that shit. So if they did it once, they don't know what happens next. It may go to 26,000. So if they were able to say, no, a great year is 25,000 years, 25,000 plus years, and they was able to confirm it, they at least had to do that twice. 50,000 plus years. We've been here millions of years. This is old. That's why we sleep and forgot everything. That's why we so sleep. You think white people are running this? They're running around this. They're a side effect of the inevitable. They're a last-ditch effort to keep you involved in humanity. The idea of humanity has come to an end, son. Y'all niggas need to come on in for the big win. It's happening. Come on in for the big win, son. Humanity's over. Come on in for the big win. It's next level shit. So white people are here to keep you distracted. And boy, oh boy, are they. You don't even realize your madness. Paying rent is madness. Paying a gas bill is madness. Paying any bills for a home. Africans didn't do that at first. Your home was your birthright. Everyone else in the village helped chip in to build your shit. Cause so now you over here paying rent, struggling, mortgage, struggling, car notes. You don't even realize that's fucking madness. That's mind control. Mind control at its basic is to get someone to say or do that which you want them to do. Mind control at its most basic function. There's many ways mind control is dispensed. Of course, my favorite is Mind Control 101. But y'all need to look at the dark side too. There's something called NLP programming. Neuro-linguistic programming. How to program with language. How to control with language. And then there's something called dark NLP. There are plenty of books on dark NLP. And it will show you shit you do all the time and don't even know. And it's absolute mind control. If you put your mind to it, you can control anybody in any situation. It's easy. All people want the same thing. It's easy. So, you have to get control of your mind. Start knowing how to input. Like, again, I teach in class. Through repetition, symbols, and trauma. You're not really using trauma. But through repetition and symbols, you're starting to use it to break through. You have to evaluate your emotional system, learn your chakra system, where certain emotions lie. Focus on the center, which is your heart, because that's where you're going to be doing most of your spiritual work. Your heart is actually Jesus Christ. Every attribute of Jesus Christ is actually what's supposed to happen in the heart chakra. So he is the heart chakra. He's God that came down, and this is where God sits. This is where God sits in your heart. So your heart has a direct connection to the subconscious mind. And all of your features are connected to the subconscious world. But the subconscious mind is what you want to program to control that world. And your heart has a specific connection to that. Your heart is a knower, and it's your true brain, and it's a two-way communication system. It's talking to you all the time. If I was telling a story, your heart is actually where the intuition is coming from, not your mind. Your heart is where the intuition is coming from. And it's trying to tell you what it knows. This is trying to tell you what it believes, what it thinks, how it feels about a certain subject. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. You know what I'm saying? That's all up here. The knowing is not if you like it or dislike it. When you say, I got to do it. I got to take it. It's important that it's more important that I take it than anything. It's not a matter if I like it or don't like it. So you bypass this and you went here on a decision. You do it all the time. You just need to know this, how to operate it where it's serving you to tell you today is not a good day. Today is a great day. It's telling you, go to the beach today. I don't do that. You do the beach, then 3 other events because you went to the beach, connect you to something you really wanted. Starting out with, you went to the beach. You may not even never see that connection, but you don't have to. Know why? Because at a certain point, you get to trust that you know this and that everything is doing and speaking to you comes from a place that's trying to take care of you as your natural birthright. And if you just listen to those words of your heart and let it take care of you in your intuition, you're going to find you don't need to figure it out up here. You got it figured out down here. That takes a lot of confidence, niggas. And it's not even, see, you think it's some bigger culture you're supposed to learn about Baphomet, you fucking clown. It's not. It's these little things that you need to know that's going to make you God, make you a cult. These shits are all inside. All of those things support it. All of these things are trying to be a reminder, a way of getting back into what the fuck I'm telling you right now for free, which I have no problem doing it. I want you to know this shit. I do. I want niggas to be powerful. One thing, you don't take no power away from me. Let's go. Let's all get in it. Let's all just wags out dicks. Let's all just take our titties out. Come on in for the big win, son. The occults are winning, son. Come on in. Enjoy that win, son. Humanity's over, son. They're on the run. Come on in for the big win. You're welcome. What's that, Pirate King? Yeah, I stubbed my toe on the steps 2 times in a row. And then when the blood go under your nail, your shit gonna be black for like 3 months. So I got a pirate toe right now. So Pirate King, me and you got a lot in common. If you want to go to the Caribbean and start taking shit, know what I'm saying? Then fuck it, that's what we gotta do. I got the pirate's toe, nigga. Bootstrap bill, baby. Yo, hit me up, guys. Cash at me. Brother Pan. $sign BROTHERPAN. Brother Pan. Cash app a nigga. Keep the lights cracking. All right. Every little bit is all good. I love you guys. Oh, fuck. I forgot to order something. It's already 10 o'clock. All right. I just got to eat some other shit. All right. Oh, no, I ate that other shit, but that shit was garbage. Fucking the worst app ever, Instacart. They never have your shit right. I got all this shit to make a sandwich. This nigga in there telling me, yo, the bread. I'm like, yo, go right there to the deli. They bake this shit every fucking day. There's no way they're making sandwiches with the shit right now. Here this nigga come with the bag or whatever. Eating this fucking old regular school lunchable ass sandwich like an asshole now. Like, fuck Instacart, yo. Somebody said, did eat some fried bologna? Nah, nigga. Unless you're gonna come over here and whip it up, nigga. I said, what do you think of the movie Sausage Party? Soul by Disney. I don't know. I think you should watch it and tell me what you think. Oh, plenty of panic packs. They're going out. I got a kid coming over. We reorganizing, doing what we do. Send a shitload out this week, actually. So yeah, panic packs is I toned it down. I took all them baths and all that extra shit off. I don't even feel like making oils and shit. I don't even feel like making those shits no more. So we still got all the herbs, fuck up fluid, classes book, and the rose water.
Message.
So all that's good. You got something to pull, to push, and you got all your herb packs to do what you need to do. I'm going to keep the herb packs, and then you got my book, second book coming. If y'all want some entertainment as well, I got links to my old radio show. A lot of what we did on the radio show recordings never made to YouTube. So there's a lot of friends and a lot of original OG blog talk friends and family that showed up. A lot of interviews and a lot of jokes. So go to my website, occultlectures.com.
New
OCCULT.
message. New message.
You do that over there. It's fucking me up. OCCULTLECTURES.com. Occult Lectures with an S.com. Same, just like this YouTube channel. Name right there. which y'all niggas should be subscribing to as well. And when you go there, there's plenty of links to my radio show, Pandemonium Radio. Y'all will get an absolute kick. A lot of science, a lot of people. It was a fun time.
Message. New message.
Y'all gonna hear some shit, some shit, some shit. Eclipses, snoring, everything. So go on to Pandemonium Radio, you know what I'm saying? Those who were there, remember that shit. All right, so thank you guys. I'm feeling the Cash App. So let's continue a little bit more. So this game is about, truthfully, your heart that straightens out your mind. And once your mind is straight, your mind, like I said, I'm talking about your subconscious.
Message.
The subconscious does not think like a difference from your heart. It takes absolute flat fact once it has been convinced. How's it convinced? Symbols, repetition, trauma. So whatever thing from your heart that you say, oh, this is new. Aha, I'm having this moment. That's the understanding part. Remember I said there's a knowledge part, there's a wisdom, which is internal, and then there's the moment you go, oh, yo, I get it, and I know how I should do that shit. I'm gonna tell you, this is what we need to do. We gotta throw this away. Oh, we gotta get that. That's the understanding phase. That means you're having birth. That's the 3-part phase. And of course, those 5%ers call their kids understandings. This is my understanding right here. And your understanding is the union between the man and woman that became one. It's an understanding. It's an argument that has been answered. And it's not really an argument. It's the polarity that's really the argument, or the fake argument, or the illusion of argument. In fact, that's what the whatever it is, fourth, I think it's the fourth wisdom of Tahuti, maybe fifth, polarity. And as it's talking about like and unlike are the same, one side of the coin is just pretty much every argument is just one side of the coin. Meaning for every argument, there's an absolute counter argument. Now, I don't see how niggas could go and argue about Egypt or debate about it when in the actual rule book, the basic handbook from the Wisdom of Tahuti about the laws of this place, you read the law of polarity, and they tell you there's no real such thing as an argument in the law of polarity. It's telling you pretty much you're stupid for having this argument because there's always another side of the coin. There's always someone who could come along and say the absolute opposite of what you're saying. Therefore, there's nothing you could say that can't be debated. So if you fall into the level of debate, you're a fucking asshole. You have to transcend polarity. So let me say it again. That's why I don't really have comments. The live, I think you could turn it off. I don't watch it anyway. That's why I don't have comments for years, because I'm not there to argue or answer stupid niggas. Stupid niggas ain't got no time, so they write on somebody's blog. You fucking crazy? I wish I would be going around. I think this is terrible, son. What a fucking dumb way of being. Just don't listen, nigga. Like, how did you listen to me for 5 hours just to write a dumb comment or hope that you could write a dumb comment? Doesn't make any sense. So I don't have comments because I understand the law of polarity, you fucking jerk off. I'm not falling into an argument that there's always an argument for. So polarity represents your argument. They work in polarity on your ass as Democrat, Republican, as Fox, CNN, as vaccine and anti-vaccine, as flat earth and round earth. They work in the polarity shit out your ass because it tells you the wisdom or the masters knew how to transcend polarity. And that's really by staying in the middle point, which is another way of saying I don't give a fuck here nor there. I don't give a fuck about Democrats, and I don't give a fuck about Republicans. I horse laugh. Come on in for the big wins, son. Come on in. I horse laugh. It's my man Kurt Russell. I horse laugh. He did his mustache like that. Crazy. What was that shit? The Hateful Eight. Legendary. Besides that fucking point where Sam, Quentin always get a nigga though. Sam talking about that white man sucked his dick in the snow. Like, why? You know what I'm saying? Why did you fuck up the movie with that? You know what I'm saying? I horse laugh. Huh. Just who the fuck is Daisy Darmagoo? So, this argument, once you understand the concept of polarity and how you can pick any side, and that polarity has always been played with you with the devil and the angel on your shoulder as Set and Horus in their battle. And they represent polarity, Jesus and the devil. But all you talking about is fucking magnetism, son. Negative polarity is downward spiraling energy. It represents Baphomet. So if you recognize that you fell, then you have to recognize what polarity you're in. That's why the star goes down. It's trying to tell you, and your house is upright in the middle when you realize that you are in a downward negative polarity reality. You fell, son. So you have to realize you are the devil before you can hit the other end of that polarity stick, Christ. So the devil and Christ are the bright morning star or the sun. They're the same fucking thing. They're brothers. That's why you have Set and Horus. What is it called? Set Horus or some shit, where you have the imagery of Set and Horus stuck together, facing in opposite directions. Set in the back, where you hear Satan, ye get behind me. And this is the back where the negative polarity is, the Kundalini, which you're trying to get to rise to the other side of your polarity. This is where God is. This is where the pineal is, or the seat of God. Right here is where the Christ energy does the work. But once it does the work here, which is dealing with the 3 lower chakras, which is all connected to humanity, and there's specific ways I teach in my class, ideas and ways. Khadijah goes farther with it. But as you move up the chakra system, you're sitting on the throne, you're sitting here as the Christ, as long as you purified yourself in the heart. You understand what I'm saying? You have to purge yourself of the devil. So when Jesus and the devil were sitting on the mountain having a conversation, and he's looking down, he's looking at the lower chakras, telling Jesus, I'll give you all the riches of the world. I'll give you all the riches, all the bitches. Come on, Jesus. Come on down for the big win, son. Jesus said, horse laugh. I'm about to go sit with my Father. And of course, there was no man and there was no devil. Like, where does the devil live? In the ground? Like, there was never none of these things. They're trying to tell you a mythology to explain what happens in the heart. What's it about? How you're leaving your childhood and your humanity behind. and the emotions of your anger and your humanity that sit in your lower chakras, that sit in your sacral chakra, in your gut that fuck you up later, in your solar plexus that's belligerent, aggressive, black on black crime, and your root chakra that's all fucked up in your house. Fucked up. How to leave all this behind, how to correct what needs to be correct, and then move past it. And then in the heart, you're born again and you're resurrected. This is where Jesus gets resurrected. Your heart is Calvary, my nigga. To go get sit on the fuck. Then there, after Calvary, there's 1, 2, 3. Oh, Jesus resurrects after 3 days. Stop, niggas. Come on in for the big win. It's easy. It's all talking about you, and it's all talking about this one same fucking word. You just don't want to do it, know what I'm saying? You just don't want to do it, know what I'm saying? See what's going on in here. It looks like my Cash App is Brother Pan. So $BROTHERPAN. Brother Pan, baby. Brother Pan, PAN. Anything helps, keeps these lights on. Thank you for that, guys. And thank you for all those who's given today. I do appreciate it. It goes a long way. You know, nothing else. I do nothing else but this. And I guarantee you this. There's nothing else I could ever do but this at this point. Not for the love. All the nigga got to do is just say, oh, you're a great candidate. You got a lot of qualifications. Then he goes home and says, let me check the web, see if this guy is footprint. Nigga, what? That nigga said what? So, you know. All right. So, let's see. Let's see where we at. Transcend our zodiac. Story Queen said that. That's absolute. Your zodiac is the absolute story of transcendence. That's what Jesus is. He's the 13th, and his 12 disciples are the zodiac. The word disciple comes from the word discipline. You're supposed to discipline the animal nature, which are the 3 lower chakras, which represents the animal nature, and move to the higher self, which represents the positive polarity. This is downward spiraling energy. It's not bad. It's just a recognition of where you at. Like, for instance, for me to get cured for alcoholism, what's my first thing? I must stand before you and say, hi, my name is Panic, and I'm an alcoholic. Hi, my name is Panic, and I'm a fucking Satan. Hi, I'm Panic, and I'm fucking Satan. And I horse laugh at that challenge.
Message. New message.
But it puts me in a position of understanding where I'm at, so I know where I'm going. What you niggas want to do is try to get light from light. Out of darkness comes light. Out of darkness comes light. Out of darkness comes light. You must step to the here first to get to that true light. You don't just say, I'm a good person, so now I want to do all the good shit. No, you have to know thyself. You are in hell, son. Nothing about humanity ever gets good. Did you fucking notice that?
New message.
All you niggas talk about really is the good old fucking days. I don't never hear a nigga just talk about my shit is happening now. It's good for niggas now. You get this little moment in Atlanta. Oh, it's the new chocolate. See, look at all these black motherfuckers with all these nice clothes and nice cars. And they got a lot of extra rooms in their houses. Then the cream of every nigga from every state moves out here, and this shit is a hood now. You should see traffic. It's garbage. It is like California out this motherfucker now. It is overpopulated, fucked up. Every original Atlantean nigga hates you. Every Uber nigga from Atlanta looks at you like, you invading ass son of a bitch. And this is because it never really stays good anywhere. It never did. It's not designed to. Not because white people say so. Because however this thing was set up, whether it's a school or something sinister, it was set up so you can always have something to push you eventually towards this. It may take you some lifetimes, but those who are conscious now, you're responsible because this is it. You know what I'm saying? Who keeps putting this money shit up? I guess that's a way of saying great. All right, yeah. Like what was I saying? Doesn't matter. So that's delicious, nigga. So we gotta stop playing their game and trying to use our public school education to be smart. It's a reordering of how your energy that's already in you, that you already know, that you've been using all your life, what its actual purpose is. Every time you fuck up, damn, something told me I shouldn't have did that. Every time you score, something told me I should have did that shit. That's why I did it, son. What's the something that told you? Where did it come from? So it's been happening to you. It's not like I'm telling you something that's made up. These are things that's in you. You have to cultivate that something that told you into full-blown ancestor conversation. And that just takes investment. That takes clearing your mind of what you don't think is madness in your head. It's been happening to you for so long until you start getting into a regimen. I've been meditating since I was 10, I told you. Until you start getting into a meditation, a meditation regiment, you will not see the madness of your own mind because you stay in a mad mind all the time. When you're able to get yourself into alpha or out of that mode at will for longer periods of time, for things you control, progress in your visualization, in your imagination, which I could do a lecture on all by itself. When you get to that level of the game, when you come back and deal with humanity and have to use your thinking and your mind speeds up into beta mode just to, deal with Walmart or whatever, what you find is this is madness. You're constantly going, it's constantly something, you see it for what it is. So if you want to leave the madness of humanity, the trick is on the inside. And you niggas need to stop fucking around and get to that. You understand? Get to that. That's the key out here. Get to that. You understand? Get to that. All right, guys and dolls, I think this is it. This is good enough. Y'all heard enough. This is for new people. Some of the old people, I'm sure y'all could benefit. You know what I'm saying? For the new people, come on in for the big win. We miss you here. It's spectacular on this side of the game. Come on in. And for all you other niggas just sitting around, fucking around, masturbating to this information, wasting time in the chat room, just kicking it. Horse laugh. Get your shit together, nigga. I'll be back soon. I think I'm gonna do a real lecture next or a Zoom lecture next. I deal with some topics, little something. Peace. Bye, niggas. Oh, not yet, not yet. Cash App, guys. $ Brother Pan. BROTHERPAN. Brother Pan. So Cash App, if you can. My Instagram is popping. BROTHAPANIC. Brother Panic. Brother. BRO, or is it BRTHA? I think it's BROTHAPANIC. If you don't find that, drop the O. Go to the website, Occult Lectures. Get your herb packs, classes. You missed this cycle, but hang out. There'll be another one. Get your fuck up fluid, get your shit. Go see Khadijah at Samedi Readings, SAMEDIREADINGS.com. That's where you'll see all her classes and how she does her readings. You'll see her testimonials,
New message.
and so on and such. And that's how you do it. Soon, perhaps we'll do live lectures after they really calm this shit down. I just don't want to deal with any motherfucking funny business. I hate traveling as it is. So that's where we at. So peace and blessings. Y'all stay strong. I want to thank all of those who donated. Keep donating. I always get it. It's always good to get a little something, keep these lights popping. And listen to the words I'm saying, though. More than any of this other shit, any of this promotion shit, I really want you to understand what I'm teaching, yo. I really want you to get this shit. You know what I'm saying? I really want you to understand, because this shit is stupid to even say it's life-changing. It's reality. It's reality changing. It's everything I know you're looking for. It's things you're looking for I know you need before you even know you're looking for it. I made it my business to look and search under every fucking rock. You know what I'm saying? For this information. And again, when you hear me speak, you hear from a lot of wisdom. A lot of people do that. It's not just me. I'm not the coolest guy on the block. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Aleem, see what he's got going on. You know what I'm saying? Very few names I could say. Everybody's washed up out the game with that arguing shit. I know there's a lot of new niggas who y'all may know, and if they're valid and you like them and they're teaching, then you eat the shit out of out of the knowledge. You make that wisdom yours. And you make that understanding your own, which is that child of what you learn your own, which is, if you did it right, that's the only thing it could possibly be, your child. That's the key, man. Y'all niggas do that shit. I would love to see a lot of niggas standing on their feet, man. One of the things that, and probably the only thing that ever bothered me down here as I grew up,
New message.
was the wretched state my brothers was in. How? Because I could feel it because it was happening to me. So I think that's why I felt it so much. Like when the Central Park 5 was going through that shit in New York, like the shit absolutely traumatized me. But you can't say it back then. You know what I'm saying? I'm still 19, 20. So you're trying to hold a strong face. But you know what I'm saying? When that shit happened, it's fucked up. And I didn't realize how fucked up it was until I watched it again on Netflix. And I'm yelling at the TV. I don't do shit like that. I've never done that shit. And then I caught myself and realized how much of a child I was when this happened. And I did get arrested in New York for something I didn't do that kept me in the house for like a year. So when it happened to them, I could identify with it. But then again, I can identify when I did go to Rikers Island at age 17, all the niggas I seen from junior high school, walking back and forth in the hallways. The niggas from my hood, what you doing here, shorty? Shorty, what happened? All right, come see me in this, come get that. Like, it's like a built-in system. As soon as I got there, my man Young God sent me some fucking Tone soap and some pecan sandies. To this day, I don't use Tone soap or eat pecan fucking sandies. Come on in for the big win, son. I don't do it because it's jail shit, but the system was already set up. So one of the things I always felt like, this is not us. Something's happening to us or has happened to us. And it just doesn't feel just like slavery. Slavery is what they keep telling us and keep showing us on Roots and TV. You know what I'm saying? Well, they cut off that nigga's foot. Remember when we seen that shit for the first time? All you OGs? You was a little kid in school. That's the next day at the lunchroom. You see they cut off his foot? Whose mothers allowed them to watch that. My mother didn't allow me to watch it the first time. But after she went through the whole series, they showed it again, whatever months or whatever later, and she let us watch it. All I remember was saying, I remember Kizzy was smiling with some dude, some other slave dude. He was a driver who drove to the Moore plantation. So the driver with his fancy clothes he come a courting. He's pitching woo to Kizzy. And they was eating chicken and enjoying themselves. And I asked my mother, if they're slaves, why are they laughing at anything? And she was trying to explain how, they still got it in or whatever. But I couldn't fathom that. It just didn't make sense. But I know it was a mystery or a problem that I was supposed to have because it pushed me all the way into consciousness. And you start with everything, You start always at a Black Lives Matter level, but the hope or the idea is you can transcend it, which I did. But like everyone, you start there because you feel something's wrong. And my greatest feeling was like, we are more powerful than this. Like I literally cry when I see some of these documentaries. Like, yo, dog, there's a documentary now. Fuck, I should have remembered it. It's on Hulu. Just look up skating and you'll find it. It's about the California original skaters on Venice Beach. They got a lot of footage. So they show you the original crew that started skating on the beach. And they talk about and show a dude who was the leader of all that shit, a god called Mr. Mad. This motherfucker looked mad as a fuck. He had to be close to 6 feet something, and this nigga looked chiseled like Wesley Snipes. He said police would come to him and say, you a threat. He said, why? They said, just close your size, nigga. He said the way he looked, and you'll see for yourself, they always ask him what jail he came from. So he found a dance partner.
New message.
He says he was so abused as a kid, he had no dreams. The only dreams he had were still wrapped up in skating. And ideas with his partner. His partner wanted to be a singer. So his partner got hit by a car, came back, couldn't skate no more like she used to. She said that fucked him up. That fucked him up. He was fucked up. That never put on skates again, got on a motorcycle. Then they eventually talked to him, man. When you talk to this nigga, you can tell in him, and that's what made me conscious in the first place. Bottled in Mr. Mad. When you see how he flowed, how he danced, it's more than words in terms of graceful. You could tell there's something in a nigga talent and creativity that expresses it that is beyond this place. It used to make me say there's something about us that is not being expressed. And we talking everything, rap, breakdancing, graffiti, that's all New York shit. I've seen amazing things in all areas. I've talked to craftsmen in all areas, and they'll tell you things that come from their mind that you wouldn't even think of. That makes the music, makes the art, or makes the dance. And you're like, fuck, boxers, y'all know who we are. Y'all know who we are. When I seen Mr. Mad, seen this story, you can't help but getting choked up. When you see this nigga who had strokes and heart things and all, you could see in his face who he is was snatched away from him. When they tell you the cops started, when they started gentrifying, the cops started trying to get him out. It became against the law to play music. He got arrested numerous times. Then they eventually just did some spiteful shit and chopped up all the pavement. Skaters couldn't skate. Fucking animals, yo. Dogs. When they found this little spot where they're able to get this energy going, cut that shit right up. You can see it's all gone. So when they fought the same skaters, who some were kids who were grown now, they had a lot of them there, kids, and they all talked about what Mr. Mad did and how his face looked mad, but when it came to them skates, boy, he took you serious. And he hadn't been on skates since 19 whatever. And they had a reunion, and he came back and got on skates. Woo! You couldn't help but lose it because you realize that's gods that you're seeing. It ain't even about skating in Venice and I hope the skaters do this. Just this dude in his story and who and what we are and how we're getting stifled in our power was the shit that got me conscious. You understand what I'm saying? I recognize niggas were beyond this world in terms of their creativity. And it's not only in a bottle, there's a foot on your neck. So my thing is, first and foremost, consciousness for all. I want you to free yourself and free your mind. It's the only way out of this. You know what I'm saying? Come on in for the big win, son. It's going down here.